Good evening, everybody. We're going to call this meeting for July 13th, 2021 to order. First item, Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Lana, roll call, please.
Bold.
Here.
Trustees Brockman.
Here.
Carroll.
Yes.
Chapman.
Here.
Kirkland.
Here.
Lambert. Here. And Luciano.
Here. All right, everybody's here. We have a quorum. We will move on. Are there any citizens that wish to address the village board this evening?
Good evening, Board.
Yes, sir.
My name is Kenneth Brown. I live at 800 Shorewood Drive. And I'm trying to figure out when they're going to ever complete that project over there. Nobody's done anything over there now for the past 2 weeks. I'm right on the corner, and I got paid for an easement, okay? But I've got a pretty good sized pine tree right on the corner. They've dug into the root system, and I want to know if they kill that tree, and I've got pictures of it, if that tree ends up dying anytime in the near future, am I going to be compensated for that? Or, I want to get some idea of when this project, it was supposed to have been completed, from my understanding, about the first week of June. Now, I was told by, one of the public officials here that it might not be until sometime the middle or the end of August or even into September.
Director Noriega, can you give a quick brief update for this gentleman?
Yes, sir. Hello, Mr.
Noriel.
Brown. So I spoke to Mr. Brown. We are running into a little bit of delays on the project. And when we say delays, weather hasn't been very cooperative. We did have some union issues with the temporary, really small time frame for the strike. But much of the work is now currently awaiting ComEd to make the connections for the traffic signal.
Still waiting on ComEd.
Correct. So, mind you, that they've been just recently notified to make the connection. All the wiring is now completed on our end. Landscaping the weather hasn't been cooperating with the constant rains.
Is that enough? Yeah.
Okay, so that's also waiting. And then I also spoke about a future possibility of continuing the resurfacing along Shorewood Drive from the intersection project where it leaves off to possibly going all the way to Verton.
Yes, sir, I understand that per conversation you and I had a few days ago.
Correct.
Right. But you never found out if they're going to go ahead and run it on up to Verton or?
That is on the agenda
Okay.
for my request of the village board to additional funding for that.
All I know is it's getting to the point where that I darn near wish that I'd never even signed the agreement for the easement and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's getting to be ridiculous now. Not your fault, but I'm sorry, but I even tried to speak to whatever the gentleman's name that sits
From
there.
Christopher Burke, Mr. Matt Rosa.
From Burge.
Yes.
Or Berg, whatever. And I might as well talk to that wall over there, That's about how much response I get from him. And now the sidewalk in front of my house, I thought it was going to be, even and all that kind of stuff. But no, it goes down, pitches up, comes back down, goes down, pitches up, comes back down like a roller coaster. And his explanation to me is that that's part of the Disabilities Act, that they had to do that in case somebody's in a wheelchair, and it helps slow them down going down through there. But I mean, it's just absurd, the the condition that it's in right now. And I just hope that sometime in the near future, we can address it and get it done.
We hope to be able to urge the contractor to finish. We have had some weather delays, and I'm hopeful that PT Farrell will begin and finish up the project shortly.
Noriel, is there any way we can at least try to follow up with the contractor about getting his property, at least some sort of restoration going for him, so at least it's out of his yard, so
Yes,
that
sir.
can be resolved?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So we'll stay in touch with you, Mr. Brown.
Okay, because, prior to this project starting, our property, it was nice, and hopefully, when they're done with it, it'll look just nice as it was.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Sure. Any additional citizens? Seeing none, we will move on to this evening's consent agenda. We have an approval for regular meeting minutes from June 22nd, 2021. Approval of the Committee of the Whole meeting minutes from June 22nd, 2021. Approval of accounts payable in the amount of $571,613.75. Approval of the payment in the amount of $20,293.07 to Dude Solutions for the annual maintenance fee. Approval of a payment in the amount of $422,651.52 to PT Farrell Construction for work completed at Black Road and Shorewood Drive signalization and drainage improvements. Approval of a payment in the amount of $43,122.23 to Tria Architecture for the new Public Works facility. Approval of a payment in the amount of $55,755 to Grundfos CBS for River Road Lift Station pump replacement. Approval of a payment in the amount of $18,094.19 for Shorewood Cares Round 2 Reimbursement 1. And lastly, approval of payment number 1 in the amount of $204,133 to Integral Construction for work completed on Four Seasons Park Tennis Court refurbishment. Are there any items a trustee has questions or would like removed from the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion Luciano, second Kirkland. Roll call, please.
Carroll,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Kirkland,
Yes.
Lambert,
Yes.
Luciano,
Yes.
and Brockman.
Yes.
Motion carries. All right, under our reports and communications, no exact proclamations. We will be getting into a resolution unless we have received any other communication from,
Have none.
not a problem. Seeing none, we will move on to our tonight's order of business. Item number 1, consideration for approval of a resolution of the Village of Shorewood honoring Gordy McCoy. Mr. McCoy was unavailable to join us this evening, but we still want to recognize him for his time, and I will go through here and read this resolution for everybody. This will be Resolution 21R-1029. Whereas the Village of Shorewood has had the good fortune to have been served for over 21 years by Gordy McCoy, Public Works Foreman of Parks, as a knowledgeable, dependable, honest, and hardworking employee. Whereas Gordy started January 3rd, 2000 as a driver, laborer, mechanic, 2003 became a driver operator, and then promoted to Foreman of Parks in October 2009. He has overseen the construction of Windstone Park, along with the renovation of West Shore Park, and assisted in construction of Town Center Park. And whereas he has a wide range of knowledge and experience that he utilized daily. With his ingenuity, he could build anything needed for a project or event, such as building the dock for the cardboard boat regatta. Through the National Recreation of Park and Association, he earned a certified playground safety inspector, and through the Illinois Department of Agriculture, he earned his commercial applicator license. And whereas it is hereby found and determined by the Village of Shorewood that Gordy will be sorely missed and may be succeeded, but that he can never be replaced. And whereas it is hereby deemed advisable, necessary, and in the best interest of the village that the President and Board of Trustees express their appreciation and deep gratitude for the outstanding service and tremendous efforts and achievements of Gordy in his 21 years with the village and express their best wishes for his retirement. Now therefore be it resolved by the President and Board of Trustees of the Village of Shorewood, Will County, Illinois, that Gordy McCoy is hereby recognized for his services to the Village of Shorewood from January 3rd, 2000 through July 16, 2021. Be it further resolved that Gordy McCoy shall carry with him the blessings and gratitude of this village and all of its residents wherever he may travel. Be it further resolved that this resolution, upon adoption, be spread in full upon the records of the Village of Shorewood, and the clerk of the village is hereby directed to deliver Gordy McCoy a signed copy thereof. If all goes well, it shall be approved this 13th day of July.
I move to approve the resolution honoring Gordy McCoy.
Second.
Motion Kirkland, second Luciano. Roll call, please.
Chapman?
Yes.
Kirkland?
Yes.
Lambert?
Yes.
Luciano?
Yes.
Brockman?
Yes.
Carroll.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 2. Consideration for approval of to accept the low bid to Pacific Construction Services LLC in the amount of $12,498,177 for the new Public Works facility and authorize the village president to execute the contract with Pacific Construction Services LLC for the Public Works facility. Director Noriega.
Thank you, Mayor. So we opened bids on June 9th, 2 o'clock here at the Village Hall. We received 7 bids on the for the contract, all ranging, including all the alternates for the project, between $12.5 million to $14.6 million. Low bid is Pacific Construction Services with a bid amount of $12,498,177. We have a total budget of $15.3 million for the contract. Both TRIA and Pacific are also both present. Mr. Ron McGrath and Mr. Chris Wales are present if there are any questions. The letter of recommendation from TRIA is also part of the board packet. And we are recommending accepting the bid proposal and award of the contract to Pacific Construction Services in the amount of $12,498,177 and authorize the execution of the contract consistent with the bid documents. Any questions?
Any questions for Director Noriega?
I'll make the motion to approve and to accept the low bid of Pacific Construction Services LLC in the amount of $12,498,177 for the new Public Works facility and authorize the village president to execute the contract with Pacific Construction Services LLC for the new Public Works facility.
I did have one question.
Oh, go ahead.
The reason no, that's fine. I had already asked this in L'Oreal, and I just wanted to mention it so everyone had a chance to hear it, and if TRIA wants to answer it also, I think it'd be benefit to us. I noticed that in the contract, they're saying that they can complete this in 9 months.
Yes.
I asked L'Oreal if they don't meet that requirement, is there any penalty? He indicated that it would not be a penalty in 9 months in April because our contract requires it to go until November. But my question still is there any penalty if they don't complete it in November of 2022?
So and Dave will back me up on this, legally there is not a penalty for them being late. Because if there was a penalty, then you also have to offer a bonus if they're early. There is, however, liquidated damages, which if they don't meet the date, there are liquidated damages in the contract to cover the additional costs incurred by the village that are difficult to ascertain. So that is in the contract. And we did actually, by accepting all of the alternates, one of the alternates was actually to change the date of substantial completion to the date that the contractor put on the bid form, which does actually change the contract contract substantial completion date to that April 29th date. So, and Chris and I have already discussed this. So that does actually make that their completion date.
So April is their completion date?
April is their completion date. So there are liquidated damages that will go into effect on that date. Now, obviously barring any, crazy weather or other unforeseen conditions that are outside of their control, that is the date that liquidated damages would kick in. And as far as the 9 months go, Noriel and I had built the schedule, being about a 9-month construction process. Just we had built it with the idea that the contractor would likely want to start in the spring. Pacific has indicated that they wanted to start ASAP this summer, which then, so they're on the same schedule that Noriel and I anticipated in terms of length of construction. They're just starting now instead of waiting until spring. So I'm not concerned, I'm not overly concerned about the 9 months necessarily.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Sure. Still okay with the motion?
Yeah.
Thank you. Motion Lambert, second Kirkland. Roll call, please.
Kirkland.
Yes.
Lambert.
Yes.
Luciano.
Yes.
Brockman.
Yes.
Carroll.
Yes.
Chapman.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 3, consideration for approval of change order number 1 with Pacific Construction Services, LLC, not to exceed the amount of $800,000 for the Mechanic Bay addition to the new Public Works facility. And back to Noriel.
Thank you again. As discussed at the Village Board Committee of the Whole meeting on June 22nd, we're seeking approval of a change order in the amount of not to exceed $800,000 for the addition of approximately 4,100 square feet to add 1 mechanic bay and a little bit of garage space to the project. The addition will bring our building to approximately 71,000 square feet, which is, when you break it down, about 9,000 square feet of admin and now 62,000 square feet of garage. That is also making it into, including 4 mechanic bays, 5 shops, plus or minus 1 or 2 spaces for the 51 interior parking spaces, which added approximately 3 to 4 parking spaces. We currently have 2 mechanics in Public Works. This allowance of the 4th bay will provide space for future growth, staff, and an area for the potentially new future mechanic. And we are recommending approval of change order number 1 for the Mechanic Bay addition, not to exceed $800,000, to bring the awarded contract to $13,298,177. Waive the public bid process and allow execution of the change order consistent with the bid documents. Any questions?
Are there any questions for Director Noriega regarding the change order? I know we did discuss this during the Committee of the Whole, but he is available if there's any additional questions.
Move to approve change order number 1 with Pacific Construction Services, LLC, not to exceed the amount of $800,000 for the Mechanic Bay addition to the new Public Works facility.
Second.
Could you include waiver of the public bid on that, please? On the motion? Would you?
Yes.
Thank you.
And also to waive the public bid.
Second.
Motion Kirkland, second Trustee Luciano. Roll call, please.
Lambert.
Yes.
Luciano.
Yes.
Brockman.
Yes.
Carroll.
Yes.
Chapman.
Yes.
Kirkland.
Yes.
Motion carries. And with all of that being done, we're still over $1 million under budget from what we originally went into this. So it's actually a little more than that, but glad to see that the competitive bid process worked, and we're still we're ahead of the program for everybody. So
Is that the most we ever spent in one night?
Not done yet, sir.
Yes. Reminding me.
This will be.
anyway, let's move on. Item number 4 under an order of business will be consideration for approval of professional engineering services with SECO Consultants for the material testing services for the new Public Works facility regarding the project amount not to exceed $49,958. Noriel.
Well, the building footprint for the new Public Works facility is about a little over, right around 71,000 square feet. And it also includes approximately 200,000 square feet of hard pavement on a 30-plus acres of land where there's, again, significant earthwork. To protect the best interests of the village, we are requesting the services of SECO to provide material testing services for our Public Works project. This is for material quality assurances, on-site services only. This is included in our overall Public Works budget for the facility. We have used SECO for geotechnical and investigations for this design. Also use them for our annual resurfacing project, so they're familiar with the village. We are recommending approval for professional engineering services with SECO Consultants for material testing services for our Public Works facility in the amount not to exceed $49,958. Any questions?
Questions?
I'll make a motion to approve a professional engineering service with SECO Consultants for material testing services for the Village Public Works facility in the amount not to exceed $49,558.
Can you correct it? Can you correct the total one more time, please?
Is the total.
$49,958.
$49,958.
Thank you.
Second.
Motion Luciano, second Carroll. Roll call, please.
Luciano,
Yes.
Brockman,
Yes.
Carroll. Chapman,
Yes.
Kirkland,
Yes.
Lambert.
Yes.
Motion carries. Engineering services are on the way for that as well. Item number 5, consideration for approval of the purchase in the amount of $38,811.84 for the 2021 Ford F-150 police responder pickup truck from Turapelli Ford. Noriel.
Thank you again. So we are replacing an existing Squad 79, which is the totaled pickup truck recently that was involved in an accident where we received approximately $12,000. Good news is we were already scheduling this for the replacement. This is a budgeted item. We are requesting the purchase of a Ford F-150 police responder pickup truck in the amount of $38,811.84. This is government pricing. It is also being purchased through our local Shorewood business. We are expecting, because of supply chain issues, it may take approximately 16-plus weeks for build delivery for the item to be delivered into our hands. The vehicle will be outfitted with our standard computers, radars, cameras, emergency lighting by an outside vendor. We have a total budget of $100,000 for 2 vehicles in our budget for the purchase and upfitting of both vehicles. We are recommending to the village board approval purchase of the 2021 Ford F-150 police responder pickup truck from Turapelli Ford in the amount of $38,811.84. Any questions?
Do you have another truck? Is there 2? I mean, do you have another truck in the meanwhile for the police department?
No, they're down a vehicle currently.
This is
you
the
have-
vehicle
there's
that was
another truck.
involved in the accident. So it was a budgeted item for replacement. So instead of us having to auction off the surplus vehicle, obviously the insurance company from the incident helps offset those expenses, so,
There is another truck.
correct.
Yeah, that's what I was
This
asking.
is the second one.
There's 2 trucks?
This will make the second one.
This will make the second, correct. This is just the replacement vehicle. Budgeted item.
I make the motion to approve for the purchase in the amount of $38,811.84 for a 2021 Ford F-150 Police Responder 4x4 pickup truck from Turapelli Ford. Second.
Motion Lambert, second Kirkland. Roll call, please.
Brockman,
Yes.
Carroll,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Kirkland,
Yes.
Lambert,
Yes.
Luciano.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 6, approval for the purchase in the amount of $43,757.92 for 2021 Ford Interceptor all-wheel drive utility from Rod Turapelli. And that's on our same document that we have in front of us. So,
Thank you
Noriel.
again. I must make, again, I made an error. This is actually a replacement vehicle. There is a red squad. I don't know the squad number offhand, but it is, they nicknamed it Cinnamon. So that is this new vehicle, a 2021 Ford Interceptor all-wheel drive utility, which is an Explorer, will be replacing that vehicle. Again, similar to the last one, it is government pricing. It is being purchased through Ford Tirapelli, a Shorewood business. We are also anticipating approximately 16 weeks for delivery of this item. Vehicle will also be outfitted with our computers, radars, cameras, emergency lighting by an outside vendor. Again, we have a total budget of $100,000 in the budget for the purchase of this vehicle. We are recommending to the village board purchase of the 2021 Ford Explorer Interceptor from Tirapelli Ford in the amount of $43,757.92. Any questions?
Any questions for the board? Chief Allen, are you okay to see Cinnamon go away?
Glad to see Cinnamon.
Okay, just checking. As mentioned, this is a budgeted replacement vehicle. And again, we're also buying it from a local dealer, which I'm glad to see that the money is being spent in town.
I make the motion to approve for the purchase in the amount of $43,757.92 for a 2021 Ford Interceptor AWD all-wheel drive utility from Tirapelli Ford.
Motion Lambert, second Carroll. Roll call, please.
Carroll,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Kirkland,
Yes.
Lambert,
Yes.
Luciano,
Yes.
Brockman.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 7, consideration of the approval of the purchase in the amount of $38,494.68 for the 2022 Ford F-250 4x4 Super Duty pickup truck from Rod Tirapelli. Noriel.
Thank you again. So we're requesting a purchase of a 2022 Ford F-250 Super Duty Crew Cab to replace our existing Ford Escape, which we call and nicknamed our Julie Bug. It's for our locating services. This vehicle is long served the village. It is definitely in high need of a replacement. We're requesting to replace with a heavy-duty pickup truck, which will allow us to also utilize the services of the vehicle during our snowplow operations. It will be outfitted with all of our snowplow equipment and our toolboxes and such, all in-house. However, due to continuing pandemic and ongoing supply chain delays, we're anticipating 30 weeks for this to be built. We are also purchasing through Tirapelli Ford. It is government pricing. This was budgeted this year and actually was budgeted last year as well, but due to COVID pandemic concerns, we put a halt on the purchases of new vehicles and waited another year. So we do have a budget of $60,000 for the replacement of our utility locate vehicle. We are recommending to the village board approve the purchase of a 2022 Ford F-250 4x4 Super Duty Crew Cab pickup truck from Tirapelli Ford in the amount of $38,494.68. Any questions?
Make a motion for approval for the purchase in the amount of $38,494.68 for a 2022 Ford F-250 4x4 Super Duty Crew Cab pickup truck from Tirapelli Ford.
Second.
Motion Luciano, second Kirkland. Roll call, please.
Chapman,
Yes.
Kirkland,
Yes.
Lambert,
Yes.
Luciano.
Yes.
Brockman,
Yes.
Carroll.
Yes.
Motion carries. Glad to see we're still doing a lot of business with Tirapelli and updating the fleet at the same time. Item number 8, consideration for approval of change order number 1 to the 2021 MFT resurfacing project to allow PT Farrell Construction to extend the limits of the construction along Shorewood Drive and West Shore Drive in the amount of $107,493.42. Noriel.
Thank you again. So we have a total budget of $1.275 million in our resurfacing budget for our yearly annual ongoing resurfacing project. PT Farrell's low bid is at approximately $973,000. To maximize our budget for resurfacing, we are requesting to extend our construction limits to include the remainder of Shorewood Drive from where we leave off at the traffic signal project to Verton, and also include West Shore Drive. Estimates for this extension is approximately $108,000 to bring our total contract amount to $1,080,572.68. We are recommending approval of change order number 1 to extend the limits of the construction along both Shorewood Drive and West Shore in the amount of $107,493.42. Waive the public bid process, which will increase the total contract amount to $1,080,572.68. Any questions?
So still under budget a little bit, right?
Yes.
Yes, correct, and that's a great thing. We talked about this at the committee of the whole. The MFT funds came in under budget. We were able to extend our resurfacing program, get some more roads updated, and we're going to remain still under budget.
I move to approve change order number 1 to the 2021 MFT resurfacing project to allow PT Farrell Construction to extend the limits of construction along Shorewood Drive and West Shore Drive in an amount of $107,493.42 and waive the public bid process.
Motion Kirkland, second Carroll. Roll call, please.
Kirkland.
Yes.
Lambert.
Yes.
Luciano.
Yes.
Brockman.
Yes.
Carroll.
Yes.
Chapman.
Yes.
Motion carries. Noriel, pave some more roads, please.
Yes, sir.
Item number 9, consideration for approval of a proposal from Hitchcock Design Group for the Hunt Club subdivision design in the amount not to exceed $14,650 and authorize execution of the agreement. Noriel.
Thank you again. Hunt Club subdivision was developed in the late 90s, early 2000s. It has about 165 homes. There are no neighborhood parks. The approval for the Hunt Club subdivision included a cash donation, leaving no playgrounds within the subdivision. We've, over the years, have received numerous requests for park amenities. This is a budgeted item. The budget includes $15,000 just for the park design. Location is in an existing grass island along Buckingham Place, which is just north of Buckingham Court. It also includes working with the homeowners association for designing a park amenity, including some input from them. Again, as I mentioned, there's no construction funding. This is just for the design, develop the park itself, figure out the scope, so that we can appropriately budget for it next year. We are recommending approval of Hitchcock's proposal in the amount of $14,650 for the design of the Hunt Club subdivision park and authorize execution of the agreement. Any questions?
I appreciate that there's 5 of us on the board out there at the homeowner association, so we'd like a little input if we could on it.
Of course.
The first house was sold in there in July of '92, so we've been without a park for a long time. And what we're seeing now is everything that's being sold, little families are coming back in with small children. So I think it's about time we get one in there, and hopefully we can keep the cost down. So it should fit in there pretty nice, I would think. The only question I got is why we can put streets and sidewalks and driveways over a water line, but we can't put a tot lot over a water line.
We'll look into that.
Okay.
I don't see any issues with it, but if we do have a playground on it and there is a main break or a leak, that means the tot lot has to go while we fix that leak. So we'd have to possibly relocate it accordingly just so that we don't have any issues in the future for maintenance.
I don't want you to go to that expense. But I don't understand why a simple tot lot can't go over a water line when driveways and streets and sidewalks are on top of them right now, you know. So
Well, we'll make certain that Oriel's in touch with trustee Brockman and make sure they got input regarding from that HOA as well, and try to make certain we're coordinating something appropriately to fit in there and serve that part of the community as well.
Do you have a scope of, some idea or a budget for the entire project?
To be honest, I want to build the biggest, best park, but this is a little bit new for me. I'm used to fixing and repairing sidewalks, street lights, building detention basins. I don't have a lot of experience in playgrounds. I do welcome the input from the HOA to see what they want. We'll try to keep it within our budget. We're anticipating a budget of about $125,000 for next year. We'll try to work within that, and then I will rely on the expertise of Hitchcock to be able to provide and fit us within scope of that budget. And work with, again, the request of the HOA, what they want to see in their neighborhood park.
I'll make a motion for approval of a proposal from Hitchcock Design Group for the Hunt Club subdivision park design in the amount not to exceed $14,650 and authorize execution of the agreement.
Second.
Motion Luciano, second Lambert. Roll call, please.
Lambert,
Yes?
Luciano,
Yes.
Brockman,
Yes.
Carroll,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Kirkland.
Yes.
Motion carries. Business item number 10, consideration for approval of an ordinance providing the issuance of $14,900,000 general obligation bonds, Series 2021 of the Village of Shorewood, Will County, Illinois, for the purpose of financing certain capital improvements within said village and paying the expenses incident thereto, providing for the levy and collection of a direct annual tax sufficient to pay the principal of and the interest of said bonds, and authorizing the sale of said bonds. Ms. Burkholder.
This is the first read of our 2021 GO bond issuance. We're not able to take any action tonight as the bond sale will occur in 2 weeks in the morning on the 27th. And then we'll come here in the evening to report back on what occurred and finalize that transaction. The amount, that $14.9 million represents the total cost of the bid, plus the engineering and the architecture, plus the approximate amount of that change order at $800,000. So we do have the opportunity to fine tune that number as it gets closer to bond sale day. So if Director Noriega has any more fine-tuned information by then, we can make those adjustments. Included in the packet is the sample ordinance as well as the sample debt service to maturity schedule based on the information as we know it at this time. I anticipate the final documents will look pretty similar to that, but I'd be happy to take any questions.
I should have called you on this one, but on December 15th, 2031, we could pay this off. Is there a penalty for that?
If we get to, we can ask for the call date to be amended, but if it's at the call date, no, there's no penalty.
No penalty after
Yeah,
that? Okay.
right.
Any additional questions?
I like your optimism that we would have those funds available too.
Yeah. Clay, we've never spent this much in one night, so.
I think that's why they had me sit up here, so I couldn't faint to the ground in the back of the room.
All right, with that, if there's no additional questions, that is just a first read for this evening. As Director Burkholder mentioned, we will discuss that further in 2 weeks after the sale and see how everything goes.
And Director Noriega has completed his fanfare for the
His meeting for tonight.
Yeah. Almost. We're going to listen to Ornell one more time here briefly.
Done yet.
Oh, that's right, he's got to do the report.
We'll get all this squared away next. All right, so moving into the reports, Public Works.
Okay, thank you again. This week, a a little difficult just with the amount of rain, so much of our staff time has been working on making sure our storm sewers are clear, that we're seeing a lot of storm is flowing through. We haven't really received any significant amount of complaints. We did receive some just nuisances here and there, but leaves, debris were just blocking, and staff quickly removed it. We also were able to clean the second box culvert in the Kipling Devonshire subdivision. There's two big box culverts that go underneath Devonshire and Augusta Lane. So if you recall, we did the one box culvert earlier this year, and then the second box culvert, staff was finally able to get to it just this past week. Residents seem ecstatic and happy about it, and they'll continue with their landscaping efforts in that area. We're continuing with the traffic signal turnover for the Sharp and Black Road. That is the IDOT Joliet interconnect project, so they turned that over to us. Now they are working on landscaping the remainder all the way going into east into Joliet. We're continuing to coordinate all of the efforts for our upcoming Crossroads Fest. Staff also assisted with the parking lot seal coating efforts for both Village Hall and the Police Department. The Black Road Shorewood Drive traffic signal project is close. We're just waiting for ComEd to turn it on. Landscaping restoration efforts will be forthcoming very soon as weather cooperates. Okay. We are continuing the pickleball, tennis, basketball court refurbishment project. US Tennis has been on site for the leveling compound. We're just waiting for a dry window opportunity to continue with the primer and the color coding of the courts. It's taking a little longer than we had anticipated, but a lot of it is weather delays at the moment.
When do you think we're going to get that dry weather, Noriel?
I'm sorry?
I said, when do you think we're going to get that dry weather? So
Farmers are loving it.
I'm just kidding.
Regarding the pickleball real quick, and I don't want to interrupt, once they get the paint and the coating in, is there anything else that they need to do on that project?
The netting around the windscreen on the fence and the actual install of the nets. And that's all the same contractor.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, and I forgot, I'm sorry, landscaping. IDOT is continuing to work on the bridge to nowhere, the northbound Route 59 bridge over I-55. They are working on the east columns and the pier. They're just starting to drill on the west side for the columns and the pier as well. The pedestrian Black Road Bridge is ongoing as well. They are working in the center of I-55 to finish up the piers and the abutment as well over there. They promised in August 6th. I don't think they're going to meet it. They have not confirmed. I believe the groundbreaking ceremony for Will County for that project is going to be delayed a few weeks, but no hard date. We are hoping in approximately 2.5 weeks that the bridge will be ordered and delivered on site. So that will be a big moment for us because this seems like a never-ending project. And that's all I have. Any questions?
Thank you. Trustee Brockman, Planning and Zoning.
Thank you, Mayor. We did not have a July meeting, but we're looking forward to August 7th or August 4th for our next meeting. And but too early for an agenda at this time. Thank you.
Very good. Trustee Kirkland, Parks and Rec.
Thank you. For our Party in the Park, the next concert is Thursday, July 22nd. Strung Out is our band. They'll be playing here at the Town Center Park from 6:30 to 9. Our fishing derby has been rescheduled. It's going to be Saturday, July 17th from 8 to 10 a.m. here at Town Center Park. Prizes will be awarded to most fish in each age category, as well as the longest fish caught and smallest fish caught of the day. And also on Saturday, July 17th is our cardboard boat regatta. Join us Saturday the 17th for our annual cardboard boat regatta. Our regatta starts at 2 p.m., but boat pre-judging and check-in will run from 1 to 1:45. Think your family, business, neighborhood, or nonprofit group has what it takes? Build a boat made entirely from cardboard and duct tape, and see if you can sail away with best theme, fastest time, or most spectacular sink. For rules and entry procedures, go to Village Shorewood website and find the Cardboard Boat Regatta on the calendar. If you haven't been to this event, it's just a lot of fun just to even go, even if you don't have a boat. So I recommend anybody that can make it, go check it out. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Trustee Luciano, Citizens Advisory.
Citizens Advisory Committee is on summer break yet. We'll be meeting back on September 23rd when we will have the Kiwanis Club make a presentation. Again, as always, if anyone's interested in becoming involved with the committee, they can contact myself or any of the members. The information for our email is on the village website. And that's all I have.
Thank you. With that, that will conclude the agenda and everything. Take a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Want to announce the groundbreaking?
Sure. If everybody hasn't seen their emails yet, with the approval of this, all of the village staff and the board has been invited for a groundbreaking ceremony for this public works facility on the 24th
Of July?
of July,
10 o'clock in the morning.
10 a.m. Thank you. As a means of appreciation for everything that's been going on. So again, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion Kirkland, second Luciano. Roll call, please.
Luciano,
Yes.
Brockman,
Yes.
Carroll. Chapman,
Yes.
Kirkland,
Yes.
Lambert.
Yes.
We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.